Hi guys, this is Mr. Seo, and this video is on 4b. So that is the topic on the symmetry about the x-axis and the y-axis. All right, so I've only two questions to deal with today. So 5b, that's the question that I'm looking at, the part one. So y equals negative p of x is the one that I'm looking at right now as the first question. So here's the curve for y equals px. Notice there is no equation for it. You can construct it, but that's not the part of this this chapter. So here's the curve for y equals px. Now, what does it mean to say y equals negative px? All right. Well, let's take a look at this. That negative outside, that means it's the reflection of the old function, which is y equals px, about the x-axis. So that's what I mean by that little circle here. That means you grab one end of the old function and then rotate it. Then you get this, okay? But why? Why is that? Why is it around, is the rotation about the x-axis? Because, let me show you one case. So here, so negative px. So we know from this graph, p of 2 is equal to 1. Well, because it's 2, 1, according to that graph, okay? So negative p of 2, that means, what that means is negative 1 times p2. Okay, so negative 1 times what's p2? Well, that's 1, so it's negative 1. So that means the new coordinates is now 2, negative 1 rather than 2, 1 as in the old world. So it's now 2, 1, and if you keep doing that, it's 1, 0, but the y value is 0, so negative 0 is still 0. So 0, 1 is now 0, negative 1, and so on. So as you can see that all the y values are now reversed. So therefore, the trick that I've shown you before is that, okay, the shape is conserved or preserved, but it's only the reflection now. So then you get this. So basically, when you have a negative sign outside, what that means is you grab one end of the old curve, and rotate it about the x-axis. That's important. Whenever you have a minus sign outside, so negative sign outside, that means the reflection about the x-axis. Okay. All right. Part two. So part two is now you have a negative everywhere. So that is inside and outside. Well, we know how to deal with a negative outside. Okay, that means it's the rotation or reflection of the old one about the x-axis. Okay, but what about the inside? Well, the inside means reflection of the original about the y-axis. Again, why is that? Well, let's start with the old one. So we know that p of 2 is equal to 1, as you can see. Okay, now p of negative x. So p of negative 2. Okay, so p of negative 2, we don't even have here. Okay, so what this means is you basically have the x, right? So p of 2, and to get the same, what you have to do is p of negative 2. Okay, so p of negative 2 is now equal to, we know the negative is now positive, so p of 2, and we know the p of 2 here is 1. So therefore, it's negative 2, 1. Okay, so what happens is now, okay, so instead of 2, it's now negative 2, which will give you 1. Okay, all right. So if you keep doing that, then you get this blue one, all right? So for the negative 1, 0 and 0, 1, 1, 0, keep doing that with the same idea, then you get all these points, okay? So the first step is obviously you have to deal with what's inside here, okay? So remember, that's basically reflection of the rotation about the y-axis. So that's the blue one. First of all, old one, grab it around, grab that and rotate it about the y-axis, then you get this blue curve, all right? Okay, so again, the shape is preserved. Remember, if you rotate it, that curvy part is now sitting on the left-hand side. The straight part is now sitting on the right-hand side. So that's that one, okay? Now that's only this. And then you have to now deal with the negative, the outside negative, all right? So always deal with the inside first and then the outside later, okay? So that's the blue one that I've got right now by doing this. And then the outside negative is, remember, with the blue one, what do? We now reflect it or rotate it about the x-axis, okay? So grab that end, flip it down, so then you get this, okay? So that's your final destination, all right? So that's a little short video on 4b regarding the reflection or the rotation about the x-axis and the y-axis. Remember, the inside means the reflection about the y-axis, and the outside negative means is the rotation or the reflection about the x-axis. All right, that's it, and I'll see you guys next time.